Hey guys, good morning. It's another day. It's another Behind the Closed Doors. And today Trevor is going to bring us to Huntingdon. And we're going to actually visit some stores. And of course, well, you never know with us what's going to happen. So enjoy today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors. We arrived in a wonderful sunny Huntingdon. So let's see what we can find. Okay, the girls are looking for some clothes and I'm just sitting here watching people. Now, if you're in a town, one of the best tips I ever got about street photography was actually from a friend of ours, Jay Mizell. Find the stage and the players will come. In other words, just find a great location, sit down and, well, some interesting stuff will happen. And if it doesn't, at least you can sit down. Oh, and by the way, after this, we're gonna visit the comic book store. And we already visited that one last year, so let's see if anything changed. Hey guys, so we're waiting for the comic book store to open. That's still another 15 minutes. So why not do Q&A? And I asked you guys yesterday, and yesterday I just couldn't fit it in the vlog anymore. So one of the questions we got in is, if you're outside and you want to mix strobes with ambient light, do you prefer to do it manually or TTL? Now, one of the things about TTL is it will always try to make your images look 18% gray. And well, I don't know any models that are 18% gray, so I always prefer to do it manually. Because if you do it manually, you can actually meter the ambient light and then put your strobes on that level. And by the way, one of the cool things about the Sony cameras, and by the way, all the EVF cameras that have a what you see is what you get, is that you can actually look through the viewfinder, put your camera on manual, put in the shutter speed, your maximum shutter speed for your strobe, for example 125th of a second. You just look through your viewfinder and you just start dialing in your aperture until you see what you like. So you really like that dark sky, get the aperture to look exactly the way that you want. Now look at that aperture number, and that's how you set up your strobes. So you don't need to meter the sky anymore. Thanks to the EVF, you can now see what the ambient light does and then actually put your strobes on that level. Now with TTL again, the camera tries to do everything itself, so I prefer manually. Another question that came in is with smoke machines. What kind of smoke machine do I buy? What kind of fluid do I buy? Well, I would prefer the cheapest smoke machine possible, for the very simple reason, if it breaks down, you can get another one, or you can actually get two. And we're going to continue this because somebody wants to pass with a row. Oh, okay, she's going to take another way. Thank you, miss. So anyway, the smoke machines. What I like to do is one with a remote control, because then you can really remote control your smoke machine, and it just works better than one with a cable. Now, what kind of smoke machines? There are actually two kinds. You have the one water-based and oil-based. Now, the oil-based, stay away from it. It's bad. It's really bad because it warms up really fast, but all that residue stays in your strobes. And that's not a good thing. Think about a smoker, and you know what happens with smokers, right? Yeah, not a pretty sight. So don't use the oil-based smoke machines. Get the one that are water-based. They warm up slower, but because it's water-based, it doesn't leave any residue in your strobe, so that's way better. What kind of smoke fluid? Well, I always go for the middle one. The thin ones are really more like a haze, And the big ones are like big puffs of smoke, and I don't really like those. So I go for the middle ones. So that's it for the Q&As. I think the comic book store is gonna open, so let's go get some comics. So what does yellow lines mean? Well, obviously not for trucks. You know the thing I really hate about visiting friends? It's saying goodbye. But you know, Trevor will be in the Netherlands soon, I think. Aren't you, Trevor?
What?
In the Netherlands soon.
Yes.
Okay guys, we're back at Green Acres where we started our travel. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Behind the Closed Doors. This was it. Tomorrow we're going back to the Netherlands, and of course you can also follow those travels. Hey, if you have any questions about the Sony A9 or anything else, just leave them in the comments below. And of course hit that like button, we really like that. And finally subscribe to our channel and tell other people about it, so that we can actually grow this channel to deliver you guys even more. Hey, Nadine and Week and I say thank you so very much for watching today, and see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.
Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.